The Deathworlders earned their title. The emergency alarms screamed through the Galactic Council chambers. Red lights flashed across the faces of a dozen alien species. They all stared at the same holographic display floating in the center of the room. "Impossible," whispered Ambassador Xyloth, his four eyes blinking in disbelief. "They destroyed an entire pirate fleet. With mining equipment?" The video played again. Everyone watched in silence. The human mining colony on asteroid K447 had just done something that should not be possible. 3 hours earlier, Captain Vex of the Crimson Raiders smiled as his pirate fleet surrounded the small human mining colony. His reptilian features twisted with greed. 10 warships against 1 mining station. This would be easy money. "Attention human colony," Vex broadcast across all channels. "Surrender immediately. Give us all your minerals and technology. You have 5 minutes to decide." Inside the mining station, Colony Director Sarah Chen looked at her team. 50 miners, 3 engineers and a doctor. No soldiers. No weapons. Just regular people trying to make a living in space. "What do we do?" asked young Tommy, barely 19 years old. His hands shook as he looked at the pirate ships on the scanner. Sarah smiled calmly. "We give them exactly what they asked for. 5 minutes. She pressed the station-wide communication button. "Everyone, this is Sarah. Remember the emergency protocol we practiced? Protocol 7, begin now." The miners moved fast. They had trained for this day, hoping it would never come. But humans always prepare for the worst. In Bay 3, engineer Marcus Rodriguez ran to the mining drills. These massive machines could cut through solid asteroids. He started rewiring the control systems. "If it can cut rock, it can cut ships," he muttered to himself. In Bay 5, miners attached rocket boosters to the construction mechs. These giant machines usually moved rocks and built structures. Today they would become something else entirely. The station's old shuttle got a new purpose too. They filled it with mining explosives and set it on remote control. 4 minutes had passed. The pirate's mistake, Captain Vex watched his countdown timer. 1 minute remaining, humans. Then we attack. His crew laughed and made bets on how long the humans would last. Pirates always underestimated humans. The galaxy knew Earth as Deathworld 347. Most aliens avoided it. The gravity was too strong, the weather too violent, the animals too dangerous. But pirates did not care about such things. They only saw weak prey. "Time is up," Vex announced. "Attack formation. Take the station intact. We want their equipment undamaged." The pirate ships moved forward slowly. Vex wanted to scare the humans into surrendering at the last moment. Then everything went wrong. The mining station suddenly released 6 large objects. They looked like simple mining drills, but they moved with purpose, powered by emergency thrusters. "Avoid those drills," Vex shouted, but his pilots reacted too slowly. The first drill smashed into a pirate ship's engine. The spinning diamond-tipped head cut through the hull like paper. Atmosphere vented into space. The ship went dark. "What is happening?" Vex screamed. Before anyone could answer, the construction mechs arrived. These 20-meter-tall machines floated through space using their newly attached rocket boosters. Their massive arms, designed to crush rocks, now grabbed pirate ships and tore into them. One mech punched straight through a ship's bridge. Another ripped the weapons off a frigate. They weaponized construction equipment. Vex's tactical officer yelled in panic. The automated shuttle came next. It flew straight into the middle of the pirate formation and exploded. The mining charges created a massive blast. 3 more pirate ships were damaged badly. Inside the mining station, Sarah watched her scanners calmly. "Target their communication arrays next. Make sure they cannot call for help." The mining drills changed targets. They specifically attacked communication dishes and sensor arrays. Within minutes, the pirate fleet was blind, deaf, and broken. Captain Vex tried to retreat, but his engines were damaged. He could only watch as a construction mech approached his flagship. The mech's external speaker crackled to life. "This is Director Sarah Chen of Human Mining Colony K447. You have attacked civilians. You made a very big mistake. Now you will surrender, or we will dismantle your ships piece by piece." Vex looked at his destroyed fleet. 10 warships defeated by miners and construction workers. His pride was gone. Only fear remained. "We surrender," he whispered. Back at the Galactic Council, the video ended. Silence filled the chamber. Ambassador Xyloth spoke slowly. "If their miners can do this, What can their actual soldiers do? Another ambassador, a crystalline being called Zava, added nervously, "We have reports that a human military fleet is approaching this sector." They heard about the attack. Everyone in the room felt the same cold fear. Humans were not just survivors. They were adapters. They were problem solvers. They were Deathworlders, and the galaxy was about to learn what that truly meant. The holographic display changed. It now showed dozens of human warships emerging from faster-than-light travel. They moved with deadly precision toward the Galactic Council's space. Ambassador Xyloth's voice shook. "Contact them immediately. Tell them we want peace. Tell them we will punish the pirates ourselves." But deep in his heart, he knew the truth. This was just the beginning. Apex stars, the human reputation. Spreads Admiral Krath of the Zarn Empire watched the battle footage for the 7th time. His 3-fingered hands trembled as he paused the video. The image showed human miners defeating trained pirates with mining tools. "They fight like they have nothing to lose," he whispered to himself. His dark eyes reflected genuine fear. Behind him, his second officer cleared his throat. "So the Council wants your analysis. Should we be worried about these humans?" Krath turned off the display. "Worried? No, we should be terrified." The galaxy learns the truth news of the mining colony battle spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Every species wanted to know more about humans. Research teams worked day and night, gathering information about Earth and its people. The reports shocked everyone. Dr. Vimara, a Centauri scientist, presented her findings to the Galactic Science Academy. Her voice carried disbelief as she read the data. Earth's gravity is 3 times stronger than standard habitable worlds. Most of us would be crushed just standing on their planet. She brought up images of Earth. Their atmosphere contains oxygen at dangerous levels. It would poison most species within hours. She continued scrolling through data. Their planet has extreme weather. Hurricanes with winds that could tear apart our buildings. Temperatures that range from freezing cold to burning heat. Earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis. Another scientist interrupted. "But surely they have safe zones." "Protected areas?" Vimara laughed bitterly. "The entire planet is a death trap. Even their oceans contain creatures that can swallow ships. Their lands have predators with teeth designed to kill. And humans, they are the apex predators of this nightmare world." The room fell silent. Finally, someone asked the question everyone was thinking. If their planet is so deadly, how did they survive? Vimara displayed a chart showing human evolution. They did not just survive. They adapted. They became stronger, faster, smarter. They learned to hunt the hunters. They turned a death world into their home. One scientist stood up quickly. "Then we must avoid them. Keep them contained in their sector. Never provoke them." But it was already too late. The Zarn Empire's arrogant Emperor Thraxus of the Zarn Empire sat on his throne, laughing at the reports. The Zarn were the most powerful military force in 3 sectors. They had conquered over 100 worlds. They feared nothing. Deathworlders, Thraxus mocked. "What a ridiculous title. Send me Admiral Krath. I have new orders for him." When Krath arrived, he immediately sensed trouble. The Emperor's eyes gleamed with ambition. "Admiral, you will take our 7th Fleet to Earth. Show these humans that the Zarn Empire does not fear Deathworlders. Demand they submit to our rule." Krath's blood went cold. "Your Majesty, I strongly advise against this action. The humans are dangerous. We should observe them longer before. Are you questioning my command?" Thraxus's voice turned sharp like a blade. Krath bowed his head. "No, Your Majesty. I will prepare the fleet immediately." As Krath left the throne room, he knew this mission would end badly. But orders were orders. The warning 2 weeks later, the Zarn fleet arrived at the edge of human space. 500 warships, the pride of the Empire. They sent their demands to Earth. The human response came from Ambassador James Morrison. He appeared on the communication screen, looking tired and worried. "Admiral Krath, please reconsider this action. We do not want war. The Zarn Empire is powerful and respected. There is no need for conflict between our people." Krath wanted to agree, but he had his orders. "The Empire has given you a choice. Submit or face our fleet." Morrison sighed deeply. "Admiral, I can see in your eyes that you are a smart officer. You have studied us. You know what we are capable of. Please turn your fleet around, go home." Tell your Emperor that some fights are not worth fighting. Your warnings mean nothing, Krath lied. Inside his heart raced with fear. You have 24 hours to surrender. Morrison's face hardened. Then we will see you in battle, Admiral. I'm sorry it had to end this way. The screen went dark. The battle begins. Recall all ships, Krath ordered quietly. Emergency retreat. Maximum speed. Sir, the Emperor ordered us to. The Emperor is not here, Krath snapped. He does not understand what we face. Humans did not evolve as prey animals hiding from hunters. They evolved as the hunters. They are apex predators. And we are prey. His bridge crew stared at him in shock. The Zarn Empire had never retreated. Never. Their pride would not allow it. But pride was a luxury. Survival was a necessity. Sir, the remaining fleet is attempting to break orbit, but the human naval ships are surrounding us. We are trapped. Krath closed his eyes. Of course. The boarding actions were just the beginning. The real human fleet had waited, watching, planning. His communication panel blinked. An incoming message from the humans. Krath accepted it. Admiral Catherine Rodriguez appeared on screen. Her face was calm, almost kind. Admiral Krath, she said simply. This is your one chance. Leave now. Take your remaining ships and go home. Never return. Krath found his voice. You could destroy us. Why spare us? Rodriguez smiled slightly. Because mercy is also a human trait. We do not kill for sport. We do not destroy for pride. You made a mistake. You attacked us. We defended ourselves. The lesson is taught. Now leave, but do not test us twice. Krath felt tears in his eyes. Relief and shame mixed together. What about our captured ships? Our soldiers? Your soldiers are unharmed. We will return them and the ships through neutral space in 1 week. But Admiral, her voice became hard as steel. Make sure your Emperor understands. Tell him what you saw here. Tell him what humans can do. Tell him that we showed mercy once. We will not show it again. The screen went dark. Krath turned to his navigator. Set course for home. Maximum speed. The surviving Zarn ships limped away from Earth. Out of 1,000 warships, only 400 remained under Zarn control. The others floated in space, captured by small human boarding teams. The message spreads. Within days, the story reached every corner of the galaxy. The mighty Zarn Empire, defeated by a species they had called weak. Defeated not by superior numbers or better weapons. Defeated by strategy, by adaptation, by the instincts of born hunters. On dozens of worlds, military leaders gathered to watch the recovered footage. They saw Zarn soldiers hunted in darkness. They saw humans moving through ships like they owned them. They saw what happens when prey tries to fight a predator. The title Deathworlders suddenly made perfect sense. But on Earth, Admiral Rodriguez stood in her office, looking at reports with concern. Her aide noticed her expression. Ma'am, we won a great victory. Why do you look worried? Rodriguez pointed at intelligence reports on her desk. Because 12 other species just formed something called the Coalition Against Deathworlders. They are planning something, and this time, they will not make the same mistakes the Zarn made. She looked out the window at Earth, beautiful and deadly below. The galaxy is afraid of us now, and fear makes people do desperate things. The price of arrogance, the Galactic Senate chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives from hundreds of species shouted at each other. Some demanded immediate action against humans. Others called for peace. Security drones hovered nervously above the crowd, ready to intervene. Humans must be stopped, screamed Ambassador Thrall of the Kryn Collective. His tentacles waved frantically in the air. They humiliated the Zarn Empire. They are too dangerous to exist. You are a fool, Thrall, replied Ambassador Quelix of the Varn Republic. He was an old creature with silver scales and wise eyes. You want to repeat the same mistake the Zarn made? You want to attack the Deathworlders and hope for a different result? Thrall's face turned purple with rage. We will not attack alone. We will unite. Strength in numbers. Quelix laughed bitterly. The Zarn had 1,000 ships. They thought numbers mattered too. Now tell me, where is their fleet? The chamber fell silent for a moment. Everyone knew the answer. Half destroyed, half captured. The proud Zarn Empire now avoided human space completely. But Thrall was not finished. That is why we need a coalition. Multiple species working together. We share intelligence. We share weapons. We attack from all sides at once. Several ambassadors nodded in agreement. Fear made people desperate, and desperation made them stupid. Ambassador Quelix stood slowly. His old bones creaked. I am 500 years old. I have seen many wars. I have seen empires rise and fall. And I tell you this with certainty. If you form this coalition, you will regret it. The humans do not want war, but if you force their hand, they will show you why their planet shaped them into survivors. Are you with us or against us, Old One? Thrall demanded. Quelix looked at him with pity. I am with wisdom, but I see wisdom is rare in this chamber today. He walked out, leaving the chaos behind. Within hours, the coalition against Deathworlders was officially formed. 12 species signed the agreement. The Kryn Collective, the Tholar Dominion, the Scepter Union, and 9 others. Together they commanded over 5,000 warships. They believed numbers would save them. The secret attack 3 weeks later, Coalition Command met in a hidden base on the edge of neutral space. General Thrall stood before a holographic map showing human territory. Our target is here, here, and here. He pointed at 3 human colony worlds. Small colonies, lightly defended. We strike fast. We strike hard. We show the galaxy that humans can bleed. Admiral Kesix of the Tholar Dominion raised a concern. What about their military response? After we attack, Earth will retaliate. Thrall smiled coldly. That is exactly what we want. We make them angry. We make them reckless. When they attack us in rage, we will be ready. We will have trap after trap waiting. We will bleed them slowly until they beg for peace. And the human civilians on these colonies? Someone asked quietly. Thrall's smile faded. Acceptable losses. War is not clean. Several representatives looked uncomfortable, but no one objected. Fear had made them cruel. The attack was planned for exactly midnight, Earth Standard Time. The attack colony World Harmony was home to 30,000 humans, farmers, scientists, teachers, and families. They had come to this peaceful world to build a new life. The planet had beautiful oceans and gentle weather. Children played in the streets without fear. At midnight, Coalition warships appeared in orbit without warning. They did not send demands. They did not give chances to surrender. They simply fired. Orbital bombardment turned farms into fire. Cities became rubble. The colony's small defense station was destroyed in the first minute. Emergency shelters saved some civilians, but thousands died in the initial attack. The same scene played out on Colony World New Hope and Colony World Promise. 3 peaceful human settlements attacked without mercy, without reason, without honor. Total human casualties, 12,000 civilians, dead, most of them families with children. The Coalition broadcast their victory across the galaxy. This is what happens to Deathworlders who threaten peaceful species. This is justice. Then they waited for the human response, Earth's silence. For 24 hours, Earth said nothing. Complete radio silence. No diplomatic messages. No military movements. Nothing. The silence was more terrifying than any threat. On the Coalition command station, General Thrall paced nervously. Why are they not responding? Why are they not attacking? Maybe they are afraid, Admiral Kesix suggested. But his voice lacked confidence. No, Thrall whispered. Something is wrong. They are planning something. He was right. Humanity's response on Earth, in the Global Defense Command, every military leader sat in absolute silence. They had watched the attack footage. They had seen their people murdered. Men, women, children. Fleet Admiral Catherine Rodriguez stood before them. Her face was carved from stone. Her eyes burned with cold fire. 12,000 of our people are dead, she said quietly. Civilians, non-combatants, they were attacked without warning, without mercy. She pressed a button. The holographic display showed 12 planets, the home worlds of every Coalition species. 24 hours passed. The Zarn fleet moved toward Earth's outer colonies. They expected human military ships to meet them in formation. They expected traditional space combat. They were wrong. As the Zarn fleet entered the asteroid field near Europa Station, Admiral Krath noticed something strange. His sensors showed only 30 human ships, just 30 against 500. This will be easier than I thought, his tactical officer said confidently. Then the asteroid started moving. Sir, the asteroids, they have engines attached. They are launching toward us. Krath watched in horror as hundreds of small asteroids, equipped with simple rocket boosters, flew into his fleet formation. His ships had to break apart to avoid collisions. The perfect military formation became chaos. "Regroup," Krath ordered. "Maintain discipline." But the humans were not finished. The 30 human ships did not attack head-on. Instead, they used the asteroids as cover. They appeared, fired missiles, then disappeared again. Hit and run. Over and over. They are using the environment as a weapon. His tactical officer shouted. A human ship flew close to a large asteroid. A Zarn cruiser followed it. The human ship suddenly activated emergency thrusters and escaped. The Zarn cruiser could not turn fast enough. It crashed into the asteroid at full speed. Another human tactic surprised them even more. They used small drones that attached to Zarn ships and disrupted their sensors. The Zarn ships started shooting at each other by mistake. Within 2 hours, Krath had lost 40 ships. The humans lost only 3. Fall back. Retreat to safe distance, Krath ordered. His fleet pulled back, damaged and confused. These humans did not fight like any enemy the Zarn had ever faced. They were creative, unpredictable, deadly. Krath opened a secure channel to the Emperor. His face was grim. "Your Majesty, we need reinforcements." "Many reinforcements. These Deathworlders. They earned their title." The Emperor's rage back on the Zarn homeworld. Emperor Thraxus threw his communication device across the room. 40 ships lost in the first battle. Impossible. Send everything we have. He screamed at his military council. "I want 1,000 ships at Earth. I want these humans crushed. Show the galaxy that no one defies the Zarn Empire." His advisors rushed to obey. Within days, the largest Zarn fleet ever assembled began moving toward human space. In the Human Defense Command on Earth, Fleet Admiral Catherine Rodriguez watched the reports come in. She stood before a holographic map showing the approaching Zarn armada. Her second-in-command asked nervously, "Ma'am, they outnumber us 10 to 1. What are our orders?" Admiral Rodriguez smiled coldly. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of a predator who had been challenged. "They still do not understand," she said quietly. "They think numbers matter. They think traditional warfare will work against us." She turned to her staff. "Activate Protocol Omega. It is time to show them what humans do when we are truly angry." Her officers saluted and moved quickly to their stations. The real battle was about to begin, and the Zarn Empire was about to learn a terrible lesson. When predators become prey, the helmet camera footage played on screens across the Galactic News Network. Millions of aliens watched in horrified silence. Heavy breathing filled the audio. The camera showed dark corridors inside a Zarn warship. Emergency lights flickered red. The alien soldier ran desperately, looking behind him every few seconds. "Command, please respond. They are inside our ship. They are hunting us." His voice cracked with pure terror. Something moved in the shadows behind him, fast, silent. The camera feed went black. The news anchor, a insectoid creature named Clicks, turned to face the audience. "This footage was recovered from a Zarn battleship 3 days ago. What you just witnessed is happening across the entire Zarn fleet. We go now to our reporter at the battle zone." The invasion begins. Admiral Krath stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Crimson Fang. Around him floated 1,000 Zarn warships, the largest military force his empire had ever assembled. Surely the humans could not stand against this power. "Sir, we are approaching Earth's moon," his navigator reported. Krath nodded. "Maintain formation. Prepare all weapons. Today we show these Deathworlders the true meaning of power." The human response came quickly. 50 small transport ships appeared on their sensors. They moved toward the Zarn fleet without hesitation. "Only 50 ships." Krath's tactical officer laughed. "Are they surrendering?" "No," Krath said slowly, remembering the asteroid field battle. "They are planning something. Raise shields. Prepare point defense systems." The human ships came closer. Then they did something unexpected. They did not fire weapons. Instead, they attached themselves to the hulls of Zarn battleships like parasites. "What are they doing?" someone asked. The answer came 30 seconds later. Cutting torches activated. The human ships burned through the thick armor plating of the Zarn vessels. "They are boarding us," Krath shouted. "All security teams prepare to repel boarders." Across the fleet, Zarn soldiers rushed to defensive positions. They had fought boarding actions before. This would be simple. Each human transport probably carried 20 soldiers maximum. The Zaan had hundreds of troops on each ship. They were about to learn that numbers did not matter when fighting humans. The hunt on board the Zaan battleship destroyer's hand. Commander Vexis gathered his security team, 50 trained soldiers, armed with plasma rifles and wearing combat armor. They moved toward Deck 7, where the humans had breached the hull. "Stay in formation," Vexis ordered. "These are just regular soldiers. We have superior numbers and position." His soldiers took defensive positions in the wide corridor. They aimed their weapons at the breached entrance. They waited. Nothing happened. Minutes passed. No humans appeared. "Where are they?" A young soldier whispered nervously. Then the lights went out. Complete darkness swallowed the corridor. Emergency lights should have activated. They did not. "They cut our power," Vexis shouted. "Switch to helmet lights." The soldiers activated their lights. 50 beams pierced the darkness. But the beams only showed empty corridors and closed doors. "Command, this is Security Team 1. We have lost power on Deck 7. Requesting..." A soldier at the back of the formation screamed. His helmet light spun wildly, then fell to the floor. The light showed his empty armor lying on the ground. The soldier was gone. "What happened?" Vexis demanded. "Report!" Another scream, this time from the middle of the formation. Another soldier disappeared without anyone seeing what took him. Panic spread through the Zaan soldiers. They fired randomly into the darkness. Their plasma bolts lit up the corridors for brief moments. But they saw nothing. No humans, no enemies. Just shadows. They are using night vision. Vexis suddenly understood. They can see in the dark. "Back-to-back formation. Cover all directions." But it was too late. The humans had been trained for this. They moved through the darkness like ghosts, silent, efficient, deadly. They used the Zaan ship's own layout against them. The ventilation shafts, the maintenance tunnels, the service corridors. Humans were smaller than Zaan warriors. They could fit in spaces the Zaan could not imagine using. One by one, Vexis watched his soldiers disappear, taken by unseen hunters in the darkness. Within 10 minutes, only 5 soldiers remained, including himself. "Retreat! Fall back to the bridge!" Vexis ordered. They ran. Their helmet lights bounced wildly as they moved. Behind them, they heard sounds, footsteps, metal clanging, heavy breathing. Something was following them. They reached the bridge door. Vexis slammed his hand on the emergency open button. The door opened slowly. Too slowly. A soldier at the back screamed one last time. Then silence. Vexis and 3 soldiers tumbled through the bridge door. It sealed behind them. "Sir?" The ship's captain looked at Vexis with wide eyes. "Your entire security team? Where are they?" Vexis could not speak. He only shook his head in terror. The realization on the flagship Crimson Fang, Admiral Krath watched his tactical display in growing horror. Ship after ship reported the same thing. Human boarding parties were taking control, not by fighting in corridors, but by hunting in the darkness. Reports flooded in. Battleship Eternal Fury has gone dark. No response. Cruiser Swift Death reports humans in engineering. Power failing. Carrier mighty wings. Complete communication loss. In 3 hours, the humans had boarded and captured over 200 Zaan ships. 200! And each boarding party had only 20 to 30 soldiers. Krath finally understood. He had been thinking about this all wrong. This was not a military battle. This was not soldiers fighting soldiers. This was predators hunting prey. "These are our targets," Rodriguez continued. "Not their military bases, not their fleets, their homeworlds." A young captain spoke up nervously. "Ma'am, are we going to bombard civilian centers? Like they did to us?" Rodriguez's expression hardened even more. "No, Captain. We are not like them. We will not kill their innocence, but we will make them understand fear." She expanded the tactical map. "Every human fleet will move simultaneously. Within 6 hours, we will have ships in orbit around every coalition homeworld. We will not fire a single shot. We will simply surround their most precious planets." Understanding dawned on the faces around the room. "We show them that we could destroy everything they love," Rodriguez explained. "We put their families at risk just like they risked ours. Then we give them one chance to surrender." "And if they refuse?" someone asked. Rodriguez's voice became colder than deep space. "Then they learn why we are called Deathworlders." The message. 6 hours later, coalition leaders received the same message on all their channels. Admiral Rodriguez appeared on every screen. Behind her stood the entire human military command. Their faces showed no mercy, no forgiveness. Leaders of the coalition against Deathworlders, Rodriguez began. Her voice was calm, too calm. You attacked our civilians. You killed our families. You murdered our children. You did this to prove that humans can bleed. She paused. You were right. We can bleed. We are not invincible. We are not gods. We are just people trying to survive in this galaxy. The holographic display behind her changed. It showed coalition homeworlds. Around each planet, human warships waited in perfect formation. But we are also very, very good at survival. Rodriguez continued. Right now, human fleets surround your most important worlds. Your families, your children, your innocence. We could bombard them right now. We could do to you exactly what you did to us. Coalition leaders watched in growing horror. Some tried to mobilize their fleets, but human ships had already disabled orbital defense platforms. Not destroyed them, just disabled them. The message was clear. We could have killed you already. We chose not to. You have 1 hour to decide, Rodriguez stated. Surrender unconditionally. Disband your coalition. Face galactic justice for your war crimes, or, she leaned forward, or learn what happens when you truly anger Deathworlders, when we stop showing mercy, when we stop being kind, when we become the monsters you think we are. The screen showed a countdown timer. 1 hour. Choose wisely, Rodriguez finished, because this is your only chance. The transmission ended. The coalition's panic in the coalition command station. Absolute chaos erupted. General Thrall screamed orders that no one followed. Ambassadors tried to contact their homeworlds. Military officers argued about impossible strategies. How did they move so many ships so quickly? Admiral Keswick shouted. Our intelligence said they only had 500 capital ships. They lied. Someone screamed back. Or we underestimated them again. Thrall grabbed his communication panel. All coalition fleets converge on the human positions. We can still save our worlds. Sir, a tactical officer said shakily, our fleets are scattered across 20 sectors. It would take days to gather them. The humans will have all the time they need to do what? Thrall demanded. To kill billions? They will not do it. Humans showed mercy before. They will show mercy again. Will they? Keswick asked quietly. We killed their children, Thrall. We murdered their innocence. We crossed a line that should never be crossed. Thrall looked at the countdown timer. 45 minutes remaining. For the first time, he realized the terrible truth. The coalition had not trapped the humans. The humans had trapped the coalition. The unexpected visitor. With 30 minutes remaining on the countdown, something impossible happened. Every screen in the coalition command station flickered. A new signal overrode all communications. Even the secure military channels, the image that appeared made everyone freeze. It was not human. It was something else entirely. A face that looked almost mechanical. Eyes that glowed with inner light. A voice that sounded like it came from the depths of space itself. Greetings, younger races, the being said. We are the architects. We have been watching your conflict with great interest. General Thrall found his voice. Who are you? How did you breach our systems? The being's expression did not change. We are old. Older than your civilizations. We have seen this galaxy grow and change for millions of years. And we have a message for all of you. What message? Someone asked. The architect's eyes seemed to look directly at each person simultaneously. The Devourers are returning. The ancient enemy that nearly destroyed all life in this galaxy 10,000 years ago. They are coming back, and they are hungry. The screen changed. It showed dark space tearing open. Massive ships emerged, thousands of them, each larger than a moon. They moved with terrible purpose through the void. The Devourers will arrive in this sector within 1 month, the architect continued. You may fight each other, or you may fight them, but you cannot do both. Thrall's legs felt weak. Why are you telling us this? Because we cannot fight them alone anymore, the architect admitted. We need the younger races, all of you, including the humans. The being looked directly at the human fleet positions, especially the humans. Deathworlders have something the galaxy needs. The will to survive, the refusal to give up, the ability to adapt to impossible situations. The transmission started to fade. Choose quickly, young ones. Choose wisely. United, you might survive. Divided, you will all perish. The screens went dark. Silence filled the Coalition command station. Then, slowly, everyone turned to look at the countdown timer. 15 minutes remaining. General Thrall sat down heavily. His hands shook. What do we do? Admiral Kessex looked at him. We surrender. We surrender right now, and we pray the humans are merciful enough to help us survive what is coming. Thrall pressed the communication button with trembling fingers. This is General Thrall of the Coalition against Deathworlders. We surrender unconditionally, and we beg for your help.